President Trump hasn't even stepped into office yet, and he's already making America safe again. Mexico cracking down on illegals after Trump announced he'd slap them with a 25% tariff if they didn't stem the flow of this unprecedented invasion. The New York Times reporting the immigration surge under Joe Biden, the highest now in U.S. history. The tide turning in deep blue cities like New York, 25 migrant shelters shutting down by year's end. ICE revealing that there are about 800,000 illegals in New York City alone. Nearly an estimated 60,000 of them are illegals with criminal convictions. And about 1,000 of those members of the brutal Venezuelan prison gang, Tren de Aragua. New York City Mayor Eric Adams also met with incoming border czar Tom Homan and shocked the nation when he called out the Democrat hypocrisy.
We have 500,000 children who had sponsors in this country that we can't find. We can't find them. We don't know if they're doing child labor. We don't know if they're doing sex crimes. We don't know if they're being exploited.
We don't know. The fake news, though, is now in overdrive, trying to explain away that 500,000 missing migrant children figure. They're now calling it a paperwork problem. So just on paper, they can't find these children like that? Does this look like a paperwork problem to you? A 5-year-old little girl, troopers found her in the backseat of a human smuggler's car moments after crossing the border. God only knows where she was going to end up. Or how about this beautiful little girl right here, one of the many found wandering in the desert and rescued by Texas troopers.
Venezuela, mamá. Venezuela? ¿Sí? ¿Qué tantos años tienes? ¿Dos años? ¿No vienes con tu mamá y tu papá? ¿No?
A baby, 2 years old. Officials now estimate that TDA is now in 30 cities nationwide. Sanctuary city laws prevent ICE agents from even picking guys like these criminals up. Cops in those cities, they're not even allowed to ask guys like this if they saw them, they encountered them, their immigration status. Yet several Democrat leaders continue to say they will protect illegals at all costs.
What we can do is make sure that we are doing our part to protect our residents in every possible way, that we are not cooperating with those efforts that actually threaten the safety of everyone by causing widespread fear.
I'm going to do everything that I can to protect our undocumented immigrants, the residents of our state.
Would the Massachusetts State Police assist in mass deportations?
No, absolutely not.
We will not be participating in misguided efforts that harm our communities, and I've been incredibly clear about that. People hiding in fear, we saw that under previous state policies here, and it harms communities.
You know, for years, President Trump has been sounding the alarm about the criminal illegals pouring into our nation from more than 150 countries worldwide. Dead bodies of innocent American girls, women, they continue to pile up every single day, from Laken Riley to 12-year-old Jocelyn Ngare. But the true death toll of this border crisis could actually be much, much more horrific.
But the 300,000 children that are missing, many of them are dead, and many of them are in sex rings and all sorts of things going on. It's a terrible thing.
So is it 300,000 missing migrant children, 500,000? You know what? No one really knows. It could actually be triple, quadruple. God only knows how many, that number. You know why? Because Department of Homeland Security releasing this alert that ICE cannot monitor all unaccompanied migrant children. They can't even, they can't do it. They're admitting it. They can't do their job. Many of these kids will end up in the hands of dangerous men that look like this. Look at these guys. Border Patrol doing what they can to save children from guys like this every single day. The pictures you see right here, alleged human smugglers. This is incredible what's happening, a humanitarian crisis. Their value towards human life, these smugglers like this woman right here, it's non-existent. Yet the mainstream media, it barely covers this humanitarian crisis.
¿Qué es lo que tuvo el niño ahorita?
¿Qué tuvo?
Sí.
Oh, pues espinas.
¿Espinas por cómo estaban ahí adentro?
Yo fue el segundo.
Mande, mijo.
Yo fue el segundo.
In the last 3 years alone, the Texas Department of Public Safety reporting it has arrested 22,000 migrants for human smuggling, and that they've rescued approximately 900 children. That's in the last 3 years alone. Again, these children that are being rescued, the ones you see on your screen right there, they're among the lucky ones, thankfully saved by American law enforcement.
Te dejaron solo. ¿Qué?
No me quieren guiar.
¿Veniste solo? ¿Qué tantos años tienes, mijo?
Yes.
You hear that pain in his voice, 10 years old? Now magnify it by at least 500,000, right? That's at least how many that we estimate are missing. And instead of the Biden regime working with law enforcement, working with President Trump to save these children's lives, to save American lives from gang members, human smugglers, drug cartels, you name it, reportedly Joe Biden is now selling pieces of the border wall he dismantled for pennies on the dollar as fast as he can. Mr. I'm such a devout Catholic, I keep rosary beads in my pocket at all times. Why is Joe Biden refusing to stop this crisis? I think we all know why. And it's why January 20th can't come soon enough.